Hello everyone, it's BioAlpha. So today I'm just going to be working on my script. Let's move that over. Been adding a little bit more here and there, although it somehow scrolled up. Wait, yeah, there we go. Basically, I'm working like on the thumbnail and also like this, which also kind of looks like that, which relates to Chinese philosophy, which also relates to Chinese cosmology, which also relates to qi, polarity, yin-yang, and the five-phase theory of elements, which, while metal is not in Tears of the Kingdom, it is in Breath of the Wild, magnesis. And the rest are, well, the four elements of, well, the four regions: Sidon, Yunobo, wow, why am I forgetting his name? Rivali, wow, and Riju, I think, is her name. And of course, replace metal with in Tears of the Kingdom with Minoru, spirit, which makes sense as well. Elements, meaning generally not so much external substances as the forces essential to human life, which also relates to, where is it? These three right here, the three primes, which relates to soul, spirit, and body, which, yeah, makes sense. That could also relate to it. I just haven't really figured it out. This can relate to it a lot, which I've talked already about. This, now I remember why I loaded up the game. I was like, why did I load up the game? Now I remember why I loaded up the game. Come on, there we go. Oh yeah, and of course, more Shinto design right here. A Torii gate, which, when you pass through it, allows you to enter from the normal realm to the sacred realm, like, you know, kind of like Hyrule to go into the sacred realm. I did not just... Oh, okay, there we go. And I apologize if there's going to be parts about this stream that's going to be kind of slow. I also noticed the sky is a lot more green in this game, which fits aesthetically well with everything. And of course, what color is emerald? Green. These. But most of all, these. Oh. Okay. I guess that makes sense. And in my, I've been kind of toying with the idea of, okay, I almost hit that. I've been kind of toying with the idea of voice acting. I mean, I've always kind of enjoyed just goofing off doing it, but I don't know, I actually do enjoy doing it. And well, in the Zelda fortune teller video, I tried voicing King Rome. And in this next video, I'm going to try voicing Ansem, Seeker of Darkness from Kingdom Hearts, because he mentioned something that actually fits in very well with the yin-yang and all that. Okay. Done with that. Alright. So first of all, as you can see, it's lines, lines, lines. I know I'm gonna go to that in a minute, but as you can see, lines, 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 and it's here, circle, 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 circles. If we go over to Feng Shui. A Feng Shui spiral at Chinatown Station. No, that's not what I thought it was. Oh, alright. It's probably up here. Yep, right here. Feng Shui relied on astronomy. What's astronomy? Yeah. The study of the stars, which in... where are they? Where are they? Where are they? Where are they? That's one of the spots I'm gonna be teleporting. Right here. This spot. Well, maybe not this one, but one of these you can go in. And, well, you can see kind of these on the walls. And, of course, the Sheik Attack in Breath of the Wild has that pattern, too. I don't see it here, although I do see this background, which I talked about in the last video, being Ganondorf's mummified corpse. Which, oh, yeah, that's right. This one's in the progress of playing. Yeah. Which... Again, you can see it here. Circle, 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 within a circle. But yeah, that's... It all ties into each other, and it's very interesting. Where was... It was near the... There it is, Emerald Tablet. Alright. Now we'll actually go to... It was one of these. I don't remember which tower it was, but it was one of the towers. As you can see, the Philosopher's Stone, artificial production of gold. So, artificial Triforce. When I mentioned that Link brings Zelda back through time, and, you know, saves her at the end of the game, because at the end of every Zelda game you end up saving the princess. It's kind of the whole point. Yeah, I don't see it here. Unless it was up. Oh, it might be up higher. Oh, I never even did this yet. What? By the way, that's Chinese seal script, although I'm pretty sure a lot of people already figured that out. Also, the whole Emerald Tablet, as above, so below, also could represent as above. Wait, I just completely didn't even watch any of that. I actually kind of like that design. Go to the labyrinth of the lamb, deep within the skirts, the dragon rings. Oh, come on, really? Was it the one on the land? I don't remember. I'll go there real quick and check. I know it wasn't the one underground. It actually might be on the ground now that I mention it. Sorry if the audio quality is too bad. I'm still getting the hang of streaming and stuff. And these are just kind of test streams, just to kind of get me used to the whole streaming thing. Yep, that's what I'm looking for right there. Oh wait, what am I doing that for? I have a free cam. So... And it even has those... Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Okay. That works, kinda. Oh. Yeah, I should probably fix that. This is a modified save file, by the way. It's for research purposes. This isn't my main save file. This isn't... I beat the game on the Switch. Yeah, why not? Anyway, you can technically glitch, I think, this outfit back into the game. But that's the outfit that's very in the beginning of the game before it becomes that. But anyway. This copper colored thing turns green when you're fully completed. Or emerald colored. Kind of like the rest of the Zonai tech. Which also puts 5 in his hand. AKA the Wuxing. I am so pronouncing that wrong. I apologize horrendously bad. By the way, the 8 Immortals is pretty interesting, which also makes sense with the fact that in Chinese Wuxing it has the whole... Oh, what's the word? Each Immortal's power can transfer to a vessel, so basically you got Daruk, supposedly, we don't know if that's actually his name, back in the flashbacks of Tears of the Kingdom, the Sage of Fire in the past, and all them. Then Breath of the Wild sages, and then of course the sage, you know, basically any sage in the Zelda franchise is that, but that right there would represent the sages, kinda. I mean, I know there's like only a few, but then there's some others, and it's kind of like, is there 5? Is there 4? Is there 7? Is there 8? I mean, there's kind of 8, but 2 get replaced, which makes perfect sense, and that's what I'm getting at. Yes, I talk in circles. I am so sorry. With this, it explains that connected in 2 cycles of interacts as generating of creation and overcoming or destructive. So when one dies, one passes on to the other. So kind of like how Zelda, when her mom gave birth, probably passed on the power to her. Or the only way her power could be passed on to her was for her to die, which is actually pretty sad and dark to think about. The only way to save Hyrule was for her mom to actually pass away. Ooh, yeah. Which, anyway, makes sense with the fact that Raru's stone goes to Zelda and Sonia's stone goes to Ganondorf. We got the 8. Nope, not there. Right there. These 8. Wait. They're not 8? I thought they were 8. Man, I feel dumb. Maybe I'm wrong about that one. I could have sworn they were 8. Yeah, it was the 8 heroine statues, right? Hold on. Hold on. I feel dumb right now. Hold on. 8 heroine. Yeah, 8 heroine Tears of the Kingdom. Yeah. Yeah, the mysterious 8th quest. Yeah. Yeah, it was 8. I'm just checking Breath of the Wild's map real quick through online. Well, it's not giving me the exact spot I want. Yeah, there is more. Okay, yep. Yep. A lot more. Yeah, a lot more. And then, of course, the 8th one all the way over here. Yeah, so... Am I going crazy? Wow. No data. The stream will end shortly unless you restart it in your streaming software. What? Man. Man, hold on. Sorry, I'm trying to just... fix some stuff real quick. Hopefully that helps. Because on YouTube right now, which right now you're probably not even hearing this part, I see that it's still at the labyrinth up top, not down. It's not even on the screen that I'm on right now, so I apologize. So I'm gonna get back to talking about the Emerald Tablet and how this tablet right here probably is inspired by the design of it, because, oh boy. There we go. There we go. Alright, so there's text on it. It looks like a mitten. Maybe it came from Michigan. I don't know. Point is, it's right here. It's supposed to be similar to this. And another one, because see, this basically describes how to create the Philosopher's Stone. Which I assume is kind of what the Shikatech were trying to make. Maybe? Maybe not. Probably not. Yeah, you're gonna hear me make random, like, woo, yeah, they're gonna wanna, you know, they're definitely doing this, and, like, no evidence, so just, sometimes I'll just say random crap like that. Just keep in mind, it's just a random thought that might pop into my head. I'll think about it a little bit later with more detail and go, probably, nah, that probably ain't true at all, once I start to think about it. But point is, this definitely has alchemy in it. But these emerald tablets, this emerald tablet literally just explains how, and there's different versions of it too. That's why a lot of these share very similar, I don't know what the word I'm looking for. Symbols, like, on the bottom will be like the underworld, above will be heaven, the heavens. The temperature is getting cold. No, hot. Uh-oh. Link's gonna burn up. I'm gonna pause it. Sorry about that. But point is, it explains how you could create using all the elements and everything to create the Philosopher's Stone, which makes perfect sense given the fact that this hand collects every single sage in the game's power, from Zelda all the way to the end of the game when Uraru and Sonia harness their powers through Link. And by the end of the game, this thing is also green, not copper. So it isn't substituting the Philosopher's Stone. And I think the real Philosopher's Stone would be the, Triforce, because the Triforce can make a wish come true. Well, basically what they did was wish Zelda to come back, but they used a makeshift Triforce, which makes sense, because if we go back to this, or even the Wuxing, or the 7 planetary metals, or again 8 immortals, which I'm pretty sure there's probably an 8th element. I wouldn't be surprised. I haven't looked into it yet, so don't quote me on that. I am still doing, research. Ah, yes. Great stream, Bioalpha. I keep saying that over and over again. Wow. Give me a second. I wouldn't be sorry, I didn't mean to hit that. I wouldn't be surprised, since the world was created using at least 3 of these basic elements. Well, I guess it'd probably be more along the line of 3 prime: soul, spirit, body, sulfur, mercury, salt. Because mercury, what did that... comes from planet Mercury, which should show up down here from the planet section. Oh no, the dude stopped on the bullets. He must be from the US. Yup. I don't really care for guns though. I'm more of a sword person. I mean, obviously a gun's gonna take out a sword user way quicker. I'm just just like I don't know. I guess it's the similar thing as why people like kung fu movies, you know. Although John Wick, I haven't seen it, but I have seen scenes, you know, from trailers and stuff. I do want to see it. That's basically kung fu with guns, so I mean, I guess it's possible. And I guess there's also the Matrix and stuff like that. So yeah, I guess you could. I mean, shoot a gun at someone from the Matrix, they're gonna dodge that bullet, be right up in your face before you can get a second pull of the trigger off, I guess. Oh, I'm not seeing. You know what? I got a better idea. Yes, I was just kind of rambling just so I could find. Maybe it's this one? Nope, I'm looking for the planet. This one, right here. Okay, I found it. There's 3 planets. Wow, okay. Anyway, I should be able to scroll down and find one talking about, like, alchemy and metaphysics and history of, like, ancient art history. Man, just see circles. Circles everywhere. Ancient astronomers. Ancient China, Mercury was known as the hour star. It was associated with the direction north in the phase of water in the 5 phases system of metaphysics. So this would be Sidon, Mipha, and supposedly Rudo if this does actually take place in an alternate timeline, or if it's, I don't know, if it's really after all 3 timelines converge back into one. Hindu mythology used the name Buddha for Mercury as this god was thought to preside over Wednesday. God Odin in Germanic paganism was associated with the planet Mercury and Wednesday. The Maya, which are the Mayans, which is also another heavily big inspired thing. Wood, jade, obsidian, ceramics. Those 2 right there make sense. Jade, wood, wuxing, that's in wood. And not the element wood, but more like the spirit and like soul of wood. Which, here's the funny thing. Breath of the Wild was going to originally have the Kokiri in it, and that was going to be one of the races you help, but when they needed something to kind of use to, what's the word I'm looking for? You know, oh, what's under this rock? Yahaha! You found me! Yaha! Yeah. They repurposed them and replaced it with the Rito, which, even if it was the Kokiri, it would kind of be like, okay, well, why did they go from the Korax back to the Kokiri? I mean, I guess they could, because it's not flooded anymore. But they could have kept the Kokiri in the woods and had Korax outside of the woods. I don't know. I'm actually not even talking about physics anymore, so let's get back to that. But as I showed you, modern Chinese, Korean, Japanese, Vietnamese cultures refer to the planet literally as water star based on the 5 elements. 5 elements, of course, goes back to this, which is a part of Taoism, which yin yang, which yin yang, light, darkness. Darkness would be obviously what's his name? Wow. The main villain. Wow. Starts with a G. Ganondorf. Wow. Yeah, Ganondorf. The G-Man. But not from Half-Life. Although, after what we did to him in Tears of the Kingdom, he's got a Half-Life now. Point is, he's darkness. So, Sonya is light. Zelda is light. Actually, Zelda is like light and time combined, because Rauru's time and Sonya's light, and Sonya literally says that she can sense both of their powers inside her, so that's definitely both of their descendant, meaning they had kids. You just don't know. They never mention it, but it's implied right there. So light and darkness combined, which would be Taiji. Well, it wouldn't be Taiji, but Taiji is related to it. Where is it? And in the older games, a lot of the older games, there was a lot of, Yeah, see right here. You combine the two, and yeah, with this being the understood as the source, the beginning of the world, which I mentioned here. Wait. Oh, that's why I scrolled up. Mentioned up here. Taiji is a Chinese cosmological term for the supreme ultimate state of undifferentiated absolute. And like I said, I'm going to be like changing some of this to make it sound a little bit more fluid and not just copied from the wiki right now, because it doesn't even make sense. It's just kind of like that, so I could kind of get an idea before I make it more digestible for other people, because metaphysics is hard to get my brain around. It is actually kind of hard to get my brain around. Maybe it took them 2 years to figure out this crap before they figured out I'm joking. I'm joking, but I definitely think they added a lot more thought into the lore of the world, because metaphysics also affects gravity and, well, physics. And what is one of the biggest additions to the Zelda franchise that started in Breath of the Wild and continued in Tears of the Kingdom, besides Link climbing everything? Physics. Makes perfect sense, and it ties in with feng shui. It ties in with the energy. I wholeheartedly believe it is related to the two. Oh my god, he just said it again. Better take another swig. But anyway, when the world... Hold on. I'll just show you the cutscene. You're not talking anymore. Yeah, sorry about that. Oh my god, is that Amazon Games? Yeah, I've never used it before. I got free games, never used it. At least I use Epic. For just Kingdom Hearts, I played the other games, only 3, and that was just for some theory videos using the free cam, because I already beat the game on the PS4 when Remind came out. And why is he talking about Kingdom Hearts and not The Legend of Zelda? Because I'm trying to find... because I'm trying to kill time and distract y'all while this stupid... Yeah, it's not even going to let me... There we go. Drag this over so I could go ahead and find the... I guess it'd be this one? Or not? This one? This one? No, it'd be after, so it'd be right here. Yeah, right here. Okay, so we'll just go through the whole cutscene. Andor's running to go get that Wii. He wants to play some Wii Sports. The world depends on it. He's got to beat that bull. Oh my god, I've tried moving the mouse and I'm like, why didn't it move? Sacred Realm, the ones find divine relics, Triforce, which blah 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 blah. I don't know why I was clicking it that fast. Oh wait, I wasn't. That's right, he auto does it. Before time began, before spirits and life existed, 3 golden goddesses depended upon the chaos that was Hyrule. Chaos. Check this out. So, what does all things come from? Chaos. What does all things return? Chaos. It's kind of a philosophy in metaphysics. It's part of chaos theory, I think. And no, not the... Oh, that's too easy of a joke. Chaos. Wow. Oh, right there. Right here. This right here. Because a lot of alchemy originates from Egypt, but also shares a lot with Greek, and the Greeks also had a lot of this metaphysics cosmology. Like I said, metaphysics has like a whole bunch of stuff underneath of its umbrella. But basically, it may also mean space, vast, void, chasm, abyss. You ever played Final Fantasy V, Dissidia? You remember Exdeath going, "Ah ha ha! I have the power of the void." That was a horrible voice of him. I'm sorry, I could have done better. But point is, that's what that is. It may also mean space, the expansive air, that neither the nether abyss or infinite darkness, which, again, if you've played Kingdom Hearts, now you can kind of understand why I have this part right here, or Ansem at the end of Kingdom Hearts' famous phrase, and I'm going to do it and just say I died of light because weak. This is when I was a kid. I played it on the original PS2 when it came out, and wow. I got stuck. Okay, side tangent real quick. I didn't know really it was, an RPG more so than like Ocarina of Time. I thought it was like Ocarina of Time, just running around Black on and just whack them. So I didn't really pay attention to the numbers, which at this point I should have been, because I already was playing like other RPGs well, not RPGs, but like other games with numbers in them. I'm still kind of like into the RPG, just getting into the RPG at this point. Pokemon was like my only RPG. I was already in, I think I was just about to, I was either in 4th grade or 5th grade. So yeah, I guess this makes sense. I was, numbers, but not like, oh boy, I'm going to learn numbers for like Final Fantasy 8, Final Fantasy 7. Well, I guess 7 doesn't really have. Point is, I'm getting off track. Point is, I never changed any of the equipment because, one, I wanted the sword from the very beginning of the game, so I thought all the other Keyblades looked goofy, and I just liked the design of the regular Kingdom Key, so I just played through the entire game with that. Under-leveled at times. Maleficent Dragon I got stuck on. Riku, when it wasn't Riku, it was Ansem, but the Riku fight, when you'll never take Kari's heart, that fight. Atlantica, all of Atlantica, a good chunk of Neverland. I had to leave after a certain point, and I was stuck there. Hollow Bastion was a nightmare for me. When is he gonna start talking about Chaos Camp? Because, yeah, I'm sure you probably are looking over here because you were ignoring it. Ignoring me, I mean. But dragons. The motive of chaos in German, Chaoskampf, is ubiquitous in myth and legend, depicting a battle of a hero deity with a chaos monster, often in the shape of a serpent or dragon. So, yeah, that makes sense. We can go to classical Greece. I'm sure if I scroll down, it'll show more. Materia. In alchemy and philosophy, prima materia, materia prima, or first matter. I talked about this in the first video, but I didn't. This is what I mean by my first alchemy video. I was like onto something, but I didn't fully grasp everything I was talking about, because it even says right here, aether, and I didn't really connect the two. But obviously, Series of the Kingdom, Mineru, and all that makes even more sense. And obviously, I've been learning more about this for a while now, a couple of months. And yeah, it just blows my mind, all of it. Point is, prima materia is the original thing everything came from. It is the primitive formula similar to chaos, the quintessence or aether. So, see all this? The empty vast void with all this blue meh. That's aether and the void. That's the prima materia. And the 3 golden goddesses would be the 3 primes in alchemy. Which, right here. The 3 primes. Soul, spirit, body. Soul, spirit, body. Sulfur, which is the fire element. Din. Mercury, which is water. Which, this is kind of a stretch. I don't remember if Nehru uses water, but blue, water's blue. If I recall that color, which let's just go to it real quick. I already opened this. Scroll down. Alchemists thought of mercury as the first matter from which all metals were formed. First matter being prima materia. Yeah, that makes sense. So liquid. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. But mercury, it is found either as a native metal, silver, okay, or cinnabar. I don't even have to hover over that to know what color cinnabar is. It's red. But again, yep, wrong one. Although this is a pretty good page that I'll look at in a little bit. Chinese alchemy, which is what Tears of the Kingdom is more based on. I think Breath of the Wild is kind of based on another version of it, like the 7 planetary one, because of the whole Sheikah looking at the astronomy thing. More planets. Kind of makes sense. I could be wrong about that. I could be completely wrong about the 7 planet one, but the fact that it still all relates to metaphysics and it still has direct like connections to alchemy means I was definitely either onto something and close, or I'm just crazy and everything I'm making makes absolutely no sense. But there's a lot of connections, which, yeah, I think it is. I thought he was going to be working on his video script instead of actually talking about it. Well, yeah, I guess I did say I was going to do that, didn't I? But I guess it would be kind of a boring stream if I did that. For nobody's even watching your stream because it keeps... Point is, I think the Golden Goddesses are based on the 3 primes. Mercury, again, is based on water in the Wuxing, so I would assume that she could... And Mercury is also based on metal and... I don't know. Where is it? There it is. Mercury element. They believe that the metals could be produced by varying in the quantity of sulfur contained within the mercury. Oh, that makes sense. Okay, that makes sense. Wait. So sulfur's in... Huh. Huh, okay. Alchemists thought of mercury as the first matter from which all metals were formed. They believed that different metals could be produced by varying the quality and quantity of sulfur contained within the mercury. The purest of these was gold, and mercury was called for in attempts at the transmutation of base or impure metals into gold. Transmutation is, well... yeah, it's actually a real thing. It's not just in alchemy, the term creosopoeia, I totally butchered that, gold making, refers to the artificial production of gold, most commonly by the alleged transmutation of base metals such as lead. So creosopoeia is basically alchemy. Transmutation, I said the wrong word, is basically transmutation translated. Base metals such as lead along... Lead. So if I recall, lead had something to do with alchemy as well. But obviously it did. This blows my mind still to this day. The fact that lead pipes, like, and that's why the downfall of Rome, the Roman Empire, even happened. It's amazing. In the New World, oh my God. Where is it? Applications, batteries. Okay. Where is it? Okay, so sulfur would be din. Mercury could also be Din, but it could also be let me scroll down a little bit more. Maybe I can figure out what who Mercury would be. Huh. Skin whitening. Huh. Well, it says here water, and water's blue, but it's silver. I guess blue would be the closest to silver, not red or green. Oh, didn't mean to close that one. There we go. Salt. Oh, this is going to be interesting. Salt. Yeah, that's what I'm feeling right now because of the last one. I'm joking. History of discovery. Nope. Oh, this is going to be a hard one to look through. It's hard to find a lot of info on, at least online, on a lot of places. That's at least on Wikipedia. That's why I have other tabs open for certain things. It's just hard to find a lot of this stuff. Oh, not those. That one I can delete. Chaos Cosmology. I'll go back to this one real quick because this still goes to here. So the Greco-Roman tradition of primal materia, notably included in the 5th and 6th, merged with biblical notations in Christianity and inherited by alchemy and Renaissance magic. Renaissance magic. Oh, I forgot about that. The cosmic egg of Orphism was taken as the raw material for the alchemical magnum opus. Yeah, the magnum opus, that's interesting too. It's tablet, I guess, is the best way I can put it. It's another version of it. Still trying to figure some of this stuff out. It was right here. Yeah, see. From the Renaissance of Enlightenment, 20th century concepts. Actually, you know what? I'll just control magnum. Various magnum opus. Yeah. That's the only one, magnum opus, and that's in alchemy in general. Various. I mean, if I read it, they sound similar. Because, see, it's still kind of symbolizing the creation of different, what's the word I'm looking for? Elements to create, well, Philosopher's Stone. See, medieval and early modern alchemists associated the emerald tablet with the creation of the Philosopher's Stone and the artificial production of gold. And if we look over here at the alchemy for the magnum opus, it's the term for the process of working with the primal materia to create the Philosopher's Stone. Okay. Okay, I see. Okay, I see what's going on. Okay, now I understand it. So the Emerald Tablet is the actual text, which is a compact and cryptic text, whereas the Magnum Opus is the actual process of working with the Prima Materia, which again would be the great void, the thing everything comes from and returns to from whence it came, the void, which makes sense. It's probably where Ganondorf went when he blew up. Varies from culture to culture, basically. So it feels like Ocarina of Time just straight out explains to you how the world was created, whereas Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom isn't a different interpretation. I mean, it could be if it's in the same timeline, but again, I think it takes place somewhere after Skyward Sword, during Skyward, like somehow Skyward Sword splits. Either the timeline splits before Skyward Sword, but like after the first Chosen Knight or whatever, or it has to at least occur before Ocarina of Time N64, before this game. I mean, I know this is the 3DS version, but still, before Ocarina of Time on the Nintendo 64 and Nintendo 3DS. I think Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom takes place in another timeline, and that's one reason why they don't straight up explain why the world is created. Where's the Triforce? Maybe Zelda has the Triforce, and the reason why Link is mimicking the Triforce is because you can create a fake Triforce if you could go ahead and combine all of these elements. I mean, they literally created different races on Hyrule that have different elements. Because those three would have all of those elements in them. And then they combine and leave to create the Golden Triangles. And since those three are the Prima Materia, not Prima Materia, the three primes, or Tria Prima, and of course if we go back to, oh, I hate this thing. Hold on, let me find it. There it is, Prima Materia. So the Prima Materia is a primitive formless base, matter similar to chaos, the quintessence of Aether. Comparisons were made to Hyl, the primal fire, Proteus, light, and Mercury. So even light is considered like everything that everything came from, which makes sense given, well, the nature of the Legend of Zelda, light and darkness and all that stuff, highly and all that being light. Trying to see if there's anything about the three primes here. I mean, Tria Prima, the primary one. I mean, in this picture, you can see three cubes up here. Yeah, see, the stone that is the Mercury is cast upon the earth, exalted on mountains, resides in the air, and is nourished in the waters. Those are different elements. And they all combine to create the world. Which, again, they left and created the Triforce after creating the world. So if you were to combine all the different elements and all the different magics that they created the world, you could substitute a Philosopher's Stone using your body. Which it also somehow heals Link, I guess. Like I said, I'm still trying to figure out all this and how it connects. And that's one reason why the Triforce is in the heavens, is because it's closer to where it came from. But as you can read here, it says the cubes represent Prima Materia. It shows three. In the alchemy video, I explained that those three were supposed to be like the three golden goddesses. So I could be completely off about that in the first video. The Anima Mundi, or World Soul, according to several systems of thought, is an interesting connection between all living beings, which relates to the world in much the same way as the soul is connected to the human body. Basically, the world has a soul. Remember Kingdom Hearts? How each planet has a heart? Well, in Kingdom Hearts, each heart, and I'm using air quotes, is actually a container for your soul and your memories, which is what a soul could be. That's what it is. Kingdom Hearts uses the Anima Mundi. The life stream uses the Anima Mundi. The life stream is the world soul, because in Final Fantasy VII, when Omega just leaves at the end of Dirge of Cerberus, he could take the life stream with him. The world soul. What is the world soul made up of? A whole bunch of people. Like, you know, when they pass on, their souls return to whence they came. So if they came from Earth, they would return to the Earth. If the Earth came from space, and the Earth, once destroyed, would return to space. Obviously, the world didn't explode in The Legend of Zelda, but it still came from space, and that's the connection I'm trying to make with that. Like I said, I can use this with Kingdom Hearts and Final Fantasy VII. Am I going to use it with Final Fantasy VII? Maybe. Rebirth is right around the corner, and I kind of don't want to spoil myself for that. Kingdom Hearts, who knows when KH4 is going to come out. I'm going to go wild. I haven't even played Dark Road yet, and that's kind of one reason why I kind of stopped making Kingdom Hearts theories. That's the only thing stopping me, is Dark Road. I will get through that. Maybe I might play it on stream. I might not. I don't know. But point is, World Soul makes sense as well with The Legend of Zelda, because, again, if the world has a soul, and it is made up of ether, we already see Ganondorf sucking that life soul out and into himself. That's one reason why he's getting more powerful. That's why those evil, glowing, malice-filled roots that are pulsating with life is sucking stuff in. You can see, like, grass growing that's, like, just, you know, red. I still got the game right. Yeah. Yeah, dude, good. I'll show you. I'll show you right now. Oh, perfect. Right here. Right here. Okay. Link, shush. Thank you. Oh. Oh, no. Oh, no, 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 no. He's gonna die. Okay, we're good. Whew. Okay. There we go. So, here's regular grass, obviously. And you get different varying flavors of where you're at. But then you get this grass, which only shows up out of bounds where there's, like, no malice. Or, of course, near pools of malice. Oh, that's such a cool pattern when I move the camera like that. Anyway, it's more visible here, but you can see it next to it. And I'm mostly talking, like, these ones, this one, this one. Obviously, these ones are turning red, but these are more like just these different colored. But not only is he sucking the life out of this grass, he's replacing it with, well, his own life. He's replacing it because he wants to envelop the world in darkness. So that makes sense. But yeah, the grass, he's creating grass, basically. He's creating life. He can create life. Have you ever seen Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood? Oh boy, this is going to be interesting. YouTube is not receiving enough video. Maintain smooth sailing. Yeah, sorry about that. Alright. Do. Alright, so... No, I apologize. I won't be able to show you with audio on, so... There's a reason why I'm just pausing it. I think it was this one. Was it this one? Or was it 51? Was it towards the end? Yeah, it was towards the end, that's right. Alright, so basically, this dude down here, who also kind of looks like him. Yeah, here it is. There we go. Right here. This is what I'm talking about. And I'm also gonna kind of do something real quick. I don't want this video to like get taken down or something, so just the subtitle. Sorry, y'all. Can't be too careful. Well, it'd be more accurate to call it system rather than a life form, the planet. A system that records a tremendous amount of information taken from the universe, including the planet itself, which is incomparable to each of the humans possess. If one were to open the gate, how much power do you suppose they would gain? If one were to absorb all that power, how much power would you suppose they would gain? And if information flows, like in Kingdom Hearts, if the soul has memories, if that information can flow, and this also works with Final Fantasy VII, with possibly what Sephiroth's doing is manipulating memories and stuff within the life stream to control time without time traveling. So it's kind of like not time travel, but it is time travel, but it's not time travel. So that's why it's like a remake, but it's not a remake, but it's a sequel, but it's not a sequel. Anyway, how does this fit with Zelda? That's how Zelda's able to travel back in time. She's able to travel through time because the world had all the time in the world, and it recorded all that information, and it's flowing through the world itself. So she literally just traveled back in time. Now, was she tapping into the world itself to do that? Or was she doing it to the secret stone and that's what allowed her to travel back through time? Either way, it makes sense. Although, to be honest, I think it's closer to the secret stone and her tapping through that, since that came from the past. And again, it makes sense. Either way, it makes sense. Because the secret stone also would have life energy in it, because life energy flows through inanimate objects, because in Shinto religion, spirits can inhabit inanimate objects. And this is where we get to something Shinto related, which I mentioned this in one of my theory videos, that, well, nature worship, also known as Himikura Shinto, is part of the ancient Shinto religion that originated in Japan. This form of worship is based on gratitude, fear, and respect for kami, which is deities, kind of like gods, but not like God, if you believe in like God. Like I said, I'm not religious. I don't mind if anyone is. It's your own thing. I purely think all of this stuff is fascinating. I really do. Like multiple different cultures and their religions. I find this stuff fascinating. It's so interesting to me. Point is, what I'm getting at is, in Japan, Japanese Shinto culture, there's many different kami, many different deities, and they can possess, well, not possess, they can go into different objects like trees, which I'm pretty sure you know who I'm about to fly over to. Oh, right. He's kind of like invisible over here because why not? That's also another reason why we all thought he just kind of vanished, but they just kind of despawned him for some weird reason. But yeah, the Great Deku Tree is sitting here. Wait a minute. Is that... Am I seeing things? Is that a circle pattern? It is. What? Okay, I might have actually been onto something, just I didn't know about it. Hold up. Hold the phone? I don't know why I keep saying stupid things like that. Anyway, oh no, he's bringing... Oh, I forgot about that one. like I said, I'm all over the place. I still gotta talk about that for a minute. In one of my videos, this one right here, this was before the game came out. I thought maybe the Deku tree went up into the air. Because in Breath of the Wild, I noticed some trees were in the Great Deku area that were gold. So maybe I thought they went up there. This might actually kind of confirm that might have been true, especially if you look at elements of the developmental nature of the game. If you look at the developmental nature of the game, here, where is it? Yeah, right here, this spot was originally going to be the Korok Forest, which actually fits in a lot better in Ocarina of Time's map layout. And right here, I don't know why I was on Typhloba Ruins. Here was going to be a completely different area, the Kakariko Village, which again would make a lot more sense with the castle being here. You go this way, go up the stairs, and then you're at Kakariko Village, close to Death Mountain. That would have made perfect sense, but at some point they switched it. Same with how the Kokiri were turned into the Koroks, and then the Rito were replaced. So you could kind of figure out that they're probably going to be there. But it always looked like this just kind of something else was here, and it got plopped here. And now I'm starting to think maybe that might be a little true. I'm not going to be hearing him whistling from all the way over there. Where was it? Over there. But there's definitely different... Oh. Well, I guess I found the hole where he was at. Or is. Where did I see that? Where did I see that? So right here? Well, I did get it in OBS. I just can't seem to find that. Right there. There it is. Oh yeah, those are giant circles. Oh yeah. Those are definitely giant circular patterns like the Japanese Zen gardens. Japanese rock gardens. Which is for meditation, by the way. Which I guess makes sense. There's always that rule of 3, which makes a lot of sense too. As you can see, I'm definitely preparing for the full video. Definitely. So, human sacrifices. Okay, let me tell you something about that. The interesting thing about using human sacrifices is that Ganondorf's kind of doing that in Tears of the Kingdom, and I've already mentioned this a few times already, but I'm going to reiterate it now that we've have all the other context, the world soul and all that stuff. So if everything has energy, and now it's going to start making sense why Goku's showing up right over there, because yeah, that has to do with this too, because what was a lot of Dragon Ball Z based on in Dragon Ball? Chinese stuff, like not Chinese stuff, but Chinese philosophy, a lot of Chinese culture. Is Dragon Ball is very heavily inspired by a lot of Chinese culture and Japanese culture and a lot of all their culture, but one of the things is the Genki Dama, the spirit bomb. What happens when what happens? Lend me your energy. If you send out too much energy, you die. We see that multiple times throughout the franchise of DBZ. Pretty sure if you're watching Zelda, you probably have seen DBZ. If not, you basically got a good idea of the energy. If you use it all, you die. Same thing with Naruto. If you use up all your chakra, boom, you're dead. It's very interesting. Also, do you know where this guy is? Hyrule Castle. He was sealed underneath. Makes sense to me, right? Oh. This franchise is very interesting, but of course that's the Mayan stuff that I was explaining. So, I think he left from here up into the sky at some point. I don't know when or why. Obviously, it wasn't... Huh. Now that just makes me want to look at this cutscene. Because if you recall, Tears of the Kingdom, you have to go save him. I wasn't even paying attention.
As I thought, this is not the world I know.
Huh. I don't see a giant tree over there. I mean, he could be just hiding, kind of like how he is over there. But I also don't really see how it's... Huh. Huh. Alright, wrong key.
A time so...
You know what? I got a better idea. I'll just use the video archive. But the point I'm trying to make is it uses a lot of Chinese philosophy, it uses a lot of Japanese, Shinto, using a lot of Mayan stuff. It's combining so much stuff. Of course, the original Zelda games use a lot of Christianity, Templar related stuff, a lot of medieval related stuff. And as the series just progresses more and more and more, and they got to change more and more and more, and even if this is a reboot kind of timeline, not like a reboot, like where none of the games exist, like I said, go check my timeline video out. It makes perfect sense, especially with metaphysics and the multi-world interpretation, which also delves with metaphysics and how if a timeline splits, it can create multiple splits, of which some can be very similar and some can be wildly different, where while wildly different can mirror the events of other ones, and just that's why this game is like Ocarina of Time, but it's not, where Zelda goes back in time instead of Link, why Rauru exists, but he's a king instead of some old ghost, whereas in the last game, her dad was a ghost instead of her dad being alive. There's a lot of similarities, but a lot of differences. It's almost as if they took Ocarina of Time and A Link Between the Past, A Link Between the Past, A Link to the Past, wow, took A Link to the Past like intro to like talking about the imprisoning war, and a little bit like a good chunk of that game, and combined the two. That's at least what Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom feels like to me. So I mean, they're gonna make another open world game. Come on, flood it, but make the Twilight appear again. Do it. And the dog is whining again. I don't understand that dog at all. She's fine. She really is. Her owner ain't home right now, and she'll just whine and howl, which is kind of cute, but at the same time it gets annoying. I'm so glad I have noise canceling headphones, so I apologize if you hear that. My cat doesn't meow though. Like, I have a cat. She doesn't meow, which is weird. She should. Which kind of bothers me, actually. Why is this guy talking about his cat? I thought he was talking about this weird goat dude that's now staring at this chick. Point is, I'm trying to load that cutscene up. That's right. Memories. Okay, sure. Yeah, we'll just open it up right there. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna see it over there. He could be anywhere. I mean, technically he could be like on the other side of her head right here. Behind all of these. Which would make sense because that spot did look pretty dug in. So, I mean, it's possible. Oh. But that's also why Goku can do the Spirit Bomb, is because he could absorb the energy from the planet. That's what Ganondorf's doing. He's literally sucking everything out. Life energy from everything. The plants, the people, everything, and putting it into himself. It's creepy. It's dark, it's disturbing, and I love it. I know Aonuma said the game was going to be darker, and it was kind of mistranslated to make people think that... People thought he was like meaning that Tears of the Kingdom was going to be darker. But I think what he meant was just that trailer was currently the darkest that he's ever shown of Zelda. And I don't think he was meaning it was going to represent the final product. Because obviously it was like the very first trailer, the very second trailer or something like that. But the implications of all the lore of all this stuff that I'm finding out is very, very creepy. Because if Hyrule and the planet as a whole has a, you know, life energy within it, and it has its own soul, and he's converting it and turning it into basically a demon because of the demon blade grass, the giant demon underground tree. There's demons all over the ground. Do you know how this guy creates homunculus? They just pop out of him. Just like babies. Well, okay, maybe not like babies, but they pop out of him. Just like Ganondorf spawns, you know, Bokoblins, Moblins, Lionels, all that. He can use his spirit energy to take over Guardians, which had a different kind of spirit energy. He was taking them over. Naedra. He took Naedra over. He can convert in turn. So, he was basically trying to turn the surface into a dark world. So, the depths was the dark world. It was Hyrule. But it's not an actual dark world, as if he were to touch the Triforce like in A Link to the Past, and it would turn into, well, it would reflect his personality and his wishes, reflect the wickedness in his heart, and turn Hyrule into the dark world. Everyone becomes demons. And then you got Lorule, which could be the dark world more evolved, and since time's different there than it is here, in the other Hyrule. Again, that just fits in with the timeline idea that I have with the multi-world interpretation. The fact that Fujibayashi also worked on another Zelda, Oracle of Ages and Seasons, was going to have a third game, the Seed of Courage, but of course that only became 2 games. He worked at Capcom, but he ended up getting hired at Nintendo, and now he works on, well, Skyward. He helped direct Skyward Sword, Breath of the Wild, and Tears of the Kingdom. So he basically got his trilogy. And if these games fit in their own timeline, you could call that the Fujibayashi timeline. Totally butchered his name. I apologize. I am so sorry. But my point remains, and I'm sorry if you can hear almost everything when I move. I am so sorry about that too. Why does this guy keep saying the word sorry? What, get it? Continue. Oh, but I think I can go ahead and exit out of that. I have the Mystery of Hyrule by Hyrule Gamer loaded up because I want to watch that. Because honestly, that video, the Mystery of Hyrule's original castle. Here, I'll just pop it up when I have my own time, but I've yet to watch it. I did have an idea of doing this video, and I even made a comment, even though I've yet to watch it. I'm so sorry, dude. I plan on it. But my point is, I wanted to do an idea for this video, and I kind of didn't know where to go with it, so I'm glad he did it, because... What? But it's fun. I'm actually enjoying doing it. The lightning temple. Okay, no, that's the lightning temple. That looks like the Ganondorf riding the horse in the trailer that didn't make it into the final game. I just exited out of that. I'm an idiot. Why did I just exit out of that? Neoplatonism. Huh. Okay, I'm just going to read this out loud. Sorry, I was reading it in my head. Plato adhered to this idea, identifying the universe as a living being. Thus, then, in accordance with the likely account, we must declare that this cosmos has verily come into existence as a living creature endowed with a soul and reason. A living creature, one and visible, containing with itself all the living creatures which are by nature akin to itself. So basically, the universe creates the world creates trees and plants and animals and humans. Humans create tech and robots and AI. And AI goes on and does the same thing, while as, you know, going back a little bit, is created by the universe creates the world creates plants and animals, those plants creates other plants, creates mushrooms, other plants, stuff like that. Those animals create other animals and stuff, so like dinosaurs and then like birds and stuff like that. So everything's just boom. And they all kind of come from the same thing. So they're all from one, and they're one for all. Oh my gosh. That makes so much sense. Stoics believed it to be the only vital force in the universe, which, if Aether is that, then makes sense. Concept of philosophers. Similar concept in Eastern, right here, chi. Told ya. I told ya. Microcosm, macrocosm. And here's the cool thing. Was it this? No, it wasn't that one. It was yin yang, maybe? Light and fire, is that what this one was? Yep, this one. Okay, so yeah, Taiji is a Chinese cosmological term for the supreme ultimate state of undifferentiated, absolute, and infinite potential, the oneness before duality from which yin and yang originate. That is a lot of words for everything came from nothing and nothing returns from... Everything came from nothing, so everything will return to nothing. So it's the whole concept that literally I was just talking about before on the other page. Can be contrasted with Wu Ji in the cosmology pertaining to yin and yang. The material energy within which this universe was created from is known as qi. It is believed that this organization of qi in this cosmology of yin and yang has formed many things. Included among these forms are humans, many natural dualities such as light and dark, fire and water, expanding and contracting, which makes a lot of sense with the Big Bang and how it's ever expanding, but whatever was underneath the Big Bang, whatever the Big Bang is overriding, is getting smaller, contracting, are thought of as physical manifestations of the duality symbolized by yin and yang. So, yin and yang could literally mean just light and dark, fire and water, like polar opposites, basically. So, you could say Sidon and Yunobo are yin and yang to each other, because one's fire, one's water. They still might get along well, but one's still fire, one's still water. So, yeah, it's not just... I'm going to say this. It's not just black and white. Even though it's black and white. Like I said, this is confusing. But it's so damn interesting. It really is. Day and light and good are often linked together. In opposition, night, darkness, and evil. Contrasting metaphors may go back as far as human history and appear in many cultures, including both the ancient Chinese and the ancient Persians. The philosophy of Neoplatonism is strongly imbued with the metaphor of goodness as light, which, again, Neoplatonism. Oh, God. See, this is how I get into those rabbit holes. The world soul, though. Oh, boy, there's more than one. Return to the one. All people return to the one from which they emaned, which again was like the other concept from chaos and hermetics. There's so many different cultures and religions, but they all share a lot of similarities. It's mind-blowing. The physics of this universe are insane. Which, by the way, psyche is the soul, which includes one's identity, personality, and memories. Someone's heart, the kingdom hearts. So if we go back to where the alchemy symbol, there it is. So if we go to spirits, in philosophy and religion, spirit is the vital principle or animating essence within humans, or in some views, all living things. Although views of spirits may vary between different belief systems when spirit is contrasted with the soul, the former is often seen as a basic natural force, principle, or substance, whereas the latter is, the soul is your consciousness, your memories, what makes you you. Without Sora's heart, he's just a little shadow, heartless. He's nothing. But his body, which is left behind, is the nobody. So, again, makes sense. His heart returned to darkness. Makes perfect sense. This is a Zelda video. Why did he just talk about Kingdom Hearts? Because it all goes back to metaphysics. And in Shinto religion, again, all this is kind of considered to be kind of realistic. Not realistic, religious, in a way. Because kamis are a kami of the tree, kami of the grass, kami for good luck for fishing and bountiful harvests. It's so interesting. I want to just learn so much about this stuff. But again, the spirit soul thing fits in perfectly well with The Legend of Zelda as well. You got the soul, which would be Minoru, but then you got the spirit, which it says here, basic natural force, principle, substance, or the animating essence, the vital principle, the life essence. Basically, that allows you to move. Vitalism is a living organism. Vitalism is the belief that starts from the premise that living organisms are fundamentally different from non-living entities because they contain some non-physical element or are governed by different principles. So, again, this is different from different cultures. Right here. Complementary and alternative medicine therapies include energy therapies associated with vitalism, especially biofield therapies such as therapeutic touch, Reiki, external chi, chakra healing, and Shen therapy. Chi. Chakra. Reiki is kinda, I guess, like chi and chakra, but it's like the Japanese version, but I guess it's not the Japanese version. Well, I mean, it says it right there. Reiki is a Japanese form of energy healing, but it's not like chakra. Reiki is more for like healing. I guess the best way I could put it is, have you ever seen Naruto and how Sakura heals just by putting her hands out? Or have you ever watched Charmed? Power 3? Yes, I'm going there. Which what was his name? He was in LA Noire. Leo, that's his name. Whenever any of them do the healing thing with their hands, that's basically Reiki as well. Although it's probably not Reiki because it's not Japanese, but it's similar as the, I mean, you're looking at the picture right there. It's definitely what Sakura Haruno did, though, which, fun fact, did you know Sakura Haruno's English voice actor also plays Pura? I don't know how you pronounce her name. Here's another one. Vitalism has a long history in medical philosophies. Many traditional healing practices posited that... I need to take a drink. Give me a second. Many traditional healing practices posited that disease results from some imbalance in vital forces. Eastern traditions posited an imbalance or blocking of chi, or prana. One example of a similar notion in Africa is the Yoruba concept of A's. One example of similar notion in Africa is the Yoruba concept of A's. Today, forms of vitalism continue to exist as philosophical positions or as tenets in some religion traditions. So it's a pseudoscience. Founder of homeopathy, promoted an immaterial vitalistic disease or solely... Oh, okay, that's not what I was thinking of. Okay, the point is chi. It relates to chi in some way too. I guess you could probably find more about that in the Wuxing. I am butchering these names so bad, horribly bad. Is this it? No, this is Feng Shui, which is just crazy. Wait. Omega shape rich protecting. Wait, what? Because I recognize this logo right here, obviously from God of War. But, oh yeah, this right here blows my mind. This right here actually has to do with. Let's see if I can find it. The Egyptians, like, created some sort of thing that can. It's nuts. They were doing some metaphysics stuff back then. They actually had tech. Well, not tech, but it's interesting. Maybe I'll find it some other time. But right now we're working on this. Oh my gosh. Computer physics. Huh. I have no idea. I'm so confused. The secret boss in the Final Fantasy series called a Mega Weapon. Yeah. That's not what I'm looking for. E123 Omega. Yeah. Not what I'm looking for. In physics. Maybe, probably not. In astronomy cosmology, omega refers to the density of the universe, also called the density parameter. Density of the universe. Well, I know omega means the end. The word literally means great O. Omega meaning great. The great O. Oh. Oh, I got it. Alpha, omega. AZ. Okay. That makes sense. Huh. But what does it exactly mean when it comes to, like, Eastern philosophy, though? I guess I should just Google it, shouldn't I? Well, it wouldn't be the lowercase. It'd be the uppercase. Oh man, yeah. See what I mean? It's hard to find anything on that, on a lot of this stuff. Hopefully, in a couple of days, I should be getting some. What's the word I'm looking for? Oh, what's the word I'm looking for? I should be getting some extra information so I can go ahead and help flesh a lot of this out. I might actually be making quite a few of these live streams just for talking about this subject, because I feel like I need to explain it out loud just for myself to understand it so I can actually, like, deal with it. Sorry about that. I was just looking at the see where the stream's at, and it's still over at me looking at the demon grass. Man, this is just wow. Anyway, this is where I'm gonna go ahead and start not just looking through here, but also kind of yeah, I don't remember which video it was by who, but someone theorized that the champions wildlife had trouble controlling the divine beast, but as Pose, they could control them more naturally, which makes a lot of sense. A lot of sense. If the divine beasts were built like those alchemy constructs. Especially if those alchemy constructs are built. They're built using souls and spirit energy. And that's why Raru at the very beginning of Tears of the Kingdom, when you are talking to him and he sees them, and he says he's kind of disturbed that they're still working all these years later. Just constantly. Why? They're robots. Unless those were the Zonai. Or at least, not exactly the Zonai, but at least people that did die, but their souls were put into those constructs for a reason. I mean, why? Why were they put in there? I mean, sure, it could be pre-programmed type of thing, but some of them talk to you more than some of them talk to you more as if they were once, well, not alive, but living, not just there for themselves, obviously, but for their, the people that live there as well. But it seems like they were, kind of alive themselves, kind of similar how, back to the Shinboku, the whole, a kami going into a tree of worship at a Shinto shrine. Same concept. It could be similar to that. But the way Raru mentions it, I don't know, it just seems like their souls put in there, transmuted in there. Similar to, whatever, Minru. It just kept me going through episode 60 on the channel, which is probably going to think, oh no, this person is, yeah, no, I'm not. Because it's like, boop, 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 boop. Yeah. This stuff's so interesting, it really is. And this image right here. Now, wait. So in Twilight Princess HD, there was a picture that was added. And I'm not going to lie, this kind of looks like it. And I thought, oh, there's no connection. It's just, it looks like it. Plotinus taught that there is a supreme, totally transcendent one, containing no division, multiplicity, nor distinction. Likewise, it is beyond all categories of being and non-being. The concept of being is derived by us from the objects of human experience and is attribute of such objects. But the infinite transcendent one is beyond all such objects and therefore is beyond the concepts which we can derive from them. The one cannot be any existing thing and cannot be merely the sum of all such things, but is prior to all existence. That kind of sounds like the whole prima materia thing I was explaining about how everything came from nothing. The three golden goddesses just created Earth in the middle of nowhere. Something tells me they didn't just create that in the middle of nowhere. And why is it 3 all the way back then, but now suddenly there's like more than 3? And I'm not just talking 5. You got the 3 golden goddesses, you got Hylia, you got Demise, which he's not even called Demise in Japan. He's called the Bringer Demise. It's a title. Then you have the Bargainer statues, which there's many of, and they help ferry souls to the afterlife. Then you have the Horn statue, which is the exact opposite of Hylia and was put into that stone because Hylia didn't want him doing whatever. So all of these gods all these deities had to have come from somewhere to create this place. Makes perfect sense. Maybe next video I'll probably talk about Shinto, the whole Susanoo, Ninokuni, Amaterasu, Tsukuyomi, and how everything kind of ties in with Tears of the Kingdom as well. I kind of touched it upon here. I'll kind of pop up some more stuff. So Susanoo is what what's his name? Ganondorf. That's who Ganondorf's based on. So Amaterasu Tsukuyomi Susanoo came into existence when Izanagi bathed in the river to purify himself after visiting Yomi, the underworld, which could be the depths. In a failed attempt to rescue his deceased wife, Izanami. So Amaterasu was born when Izanagi washed his left eye, Tsukuyomi was born when he washed his right eye, and Susanoo was born when he washed his nose. Izanagi then appoints Amaterasu to rule Takamagahara, plane of high heaven, the heavens, Tsukuyomi the night, and Susanoo the seas. Tsukuyomi is the god of the moon. Susanoo, who missed his mother, kept crying and howling incessantly until his beard grew long, causing the mountains to wither and the rivers to dry up. An angry Izanagi then expelled him with a divine expulsion. So, we know in Tears of the Kingdom Breath of the Wild that there was a great flood. We just don't know when. Was it in Skyward Sword? Was it Wind Waker? Well, if it's, again, in the interview, one of many possibilities. Just one of many. I don't know exactly where it's at. I'll find it somewhere. Where is it? Where is it? Oh, where is it? By the way, it makes sense why he's traveling and like flowing through the energy of each object, swimming through it. Oh, I can't find it. Is it here? No, it's something completely different. It probably shouldn't even be up anymore because it's not a part of this video at all. Huh? Oh. Yeah. Legend of Zelda isn't supposed to be broken down. He doesn't make things in a random way, like, wouldn't it be interesting if we did this here, just randomly? No, everything's deliberately done to not break the timeline. Although this person also says, without confirming its place line, he says the possibility of finding Hyrule is after the destruction of the previous one, but I don't think that. So that means there are other possibilities. I think there is room for fans to think about various possibilities. If I am speaking only as a possibility, as in one of many possibilities, he's just mentioning one of many. He's not confirming, but he's also not denying. So that tells me it's not exactly after the founding of Hyrule's history of destruction. I mean, maybe there was a different Hyrule that looked completely different, because we basically saw the era of Hyrule. Because in another interview, he actually mentions, like, about the timeline it takes place. My point is, if it takes place in either timeline, if it's a new timeline or not, it makes sense if the world was flooded. Underground in the depths, there's calcified, mummified, kind of similar with these, how these kind of have those kind of spots. There's these giant fossilized roots underground. So that's another showing, hey, there was a sea here. So obviously it could be Wind Waker in the original three-way split timeline where it somehow converges into Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, and somehow the three timelines goes back into being one. But Ganondorf's dead and a whole bunch of stuff doesn't make sense, especially if they just left that Hyrule and it never unflooded, and then there's like two Hyrules in the same world. That kind of is weird. So that's why I say it's in like its own reboot timeline. But my point I'm trying to make with that is this timeline still had a flood. It had to have occurred before Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, but sometime after the founding of Hyrule. So after Ganon got sealed, maybe it was underground. Maybe Hyrule flooded, and maybe that's why it looks completely different. Maybe it got unflooded, and that's why he's considered where is it? It's probably the last one, isn't it? Yeah, it's the last one. So that's why Tsukuyami was of the seas, and they got sent underground. Expelled them with divine expulsion. Where? Susanoo, whose wailing laid waste to the land, was expelled and sent to the netherworld, Ni no Kuni. So, in every single story with Susanoo, he was sent to Ni no Kuni, basically. Or at least an underworld or netherworld. By the way, what's that? Magatama. So, when they came from the heavens, both the Kojiki and Nihon Shoki's main account relate that Amaterasu broke Susanoo's 10-span sword into 3, chewed them up, and then spat them out. 3 goddesses, Takira Bime, Ichisumi Hamine, and Takisu Hime. Now, those could be the 3 golden goddesses, but as we know it now, it might not be. But if this is a new timeline, where Skyward Sword is the beginning, and then we have Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, we don't know how this world came into being. So maybe Hylia and Demise were the original 2, and Demise and her somehow created the 3 golden goddesses to create the world, because you can't create a perfect balance. So maybe it's just going to be another interpretation of how the world was formed, which would be another reason why they're probably not telling us the timeline at all, which would make sense. Honestly, I have no idea. That's one reason why I want to look into a lot of Shinto, because a lot of the Shinto cultured religion, especially with these deities, Susanoo, Amaterasu, and how they mirror, Hylia, Demise, and Tsukuyomi, is being the giant red moon, which is also Ganondorf's power. And of course, back to the blood moon, over here, Chinese cultures, people would ring bells to prevent a dragon or other wild animals from biting the moon. The final boss of the game that's flying up into the sky. Certain lunar eclipses have been referred to as blood moons in popular articles, but this is not a scientifically recognized term. This term has been given 2 separate but overlapping meanings. So the meaning usually relates to the reddish color of a totally eclipsed moon takes on to observers on Earth. It's just explaining why it's red. Right here. I had to scroll up. Wow. 7 cultures have myths related to lunar eclipses or allude to the lunar eclipse as being good or bad. The Egyptians saw the eclipse as a sow swallowing the moon for a short time. Let's see. Some societies thought it was a demon swallowing the moon, and that they could chase it away by throwing stones and curses at it. The ancient Greeks correctly believed the Earth was round and used the shadow from the lunar eclipse as evidence. Some Hindus believed in the importance of bathing in the Ganges River following an eclipse because it will help achieve salvation. Similar to the Mayans, the Incans believed that lunar eclipses occurred when a jaguar ate the moon, which is why a blood moon looks red. The Incans also believed that once the jaguar finished eating the moon, it could come down and devour all the animals on Earth, so they would take spears and shadow of the moon to keep it away. Which, Incans, if you look at their architecture and designs and kind of... It's probably not going to show anything, is it? Huh. Look at that, looks pretty cool. There's like nothing on here. Cool. But yeah, as you can see, it, yeah. And of course, the side of the moon, the red moon engulfed in darkness, was believed to foreshadow famine and disease, which, well, yeah, I mean, it kind of makes sense when it comes to, you know, Tears of the Kingdom. All the malice. Literally sucking the life force out of people and then just going, ooh, and falling over and just, oh man, I can't breathe underground. Better go up top. And of course, the light heals them, because light heals darkness. So, I mean, it makes sense. Oh, man. I think that was a pretty good stream. If you enjoyed it, go ahead and leave a like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below. Like I said, these are just kind of test streams, trying to get used to streaming and stuff like that. Also to help kind of get my thoughts down so I can go ahead and get a little bit more of an understanding and kind of help structure this in my own head so I can help finish this script, because like I said, the script has gone through many variations. And like I said in one of the earlier videos about Shinto religion, that's what this video is going to be about. And it kind of snowballed into this, and I kept finding more things that related to not just Shinto but also metaphysics and alchemy, and all three of them just kind of combined together. So I don't know exactly how I'm going to structure this fully yet, but I do want to make this mostly about alchemy and metaphysics. So I will probably mention Shinto a little bit just to relate to the metaphysics and stuff like that. So the Susanoo and all that stuff probably won't get talked about, but it's pretty cool because 3 Magatamas is called a Mitsudomoe, which represents heaven and the underworld. So very interesting. And with that, I think I'm going to end it here for, well, this part of the stream. After this, I'm going to be starting another stream, and it's just going to be me chilling, playing some Dark Souls. It's not going to be right away. It might be in a couple of minutes. I'm going to eat first, probably. I'm getting a little hungry, so. Anyway, if you will, I already said that like 3 times now. Get this guy off my screen. He's really annoying me. Sorry. Yeah, I like to goof off sometimes. Anyway, point is, this stream has been going on for 1 hour and 57 minutes. What the what? Okay, that's new. Hopefully, you guys like the stream. Sorry for all the noise. Sorry I don't have a camera for myself, but I don't really have the best lighting in my recording booth for my computer. I have a walk-in closet. Don't really have a lot of clothes. But I turned it into a recording booth, and it's perfect. It really is perfect. I could sit in here perfectly, sit on my computer. I got room for multiple monitors. I got my desktop. This is perfect. But I will probably be doing more of these Zelda Theory live streams, talking about stuff, just kind of giving some in-depth stuff. Because I also kind of noticed in some of my videos, at least in the earlier ones, when I get better at it, I'll probably do these live streams for this less, because I'll probably get better at explaining stuff in my videos. But these last few videos, I might also kind of cut down to show it's a little bit easier for... Oh, what's the word I'm looking for? Added context, I guess. Best way I could put it. Added context, cut content, deleted scenes, extra special features, whatever you want to how to describe it. And yeah, 7 lucky gods, the 7 sages. There's so much. There's so much. There is so much. Wait, what? Yeah. I got a lot of work to do on this. That's another reason why I'm kind of branching out and doing live streams, is because this video's taking forever. I keep going down rabbit holes, keep learning more stuff, keep getting fascinated, kind of honestly sidetracked learning metaphysics, because it is honestly fascinating. But doing these are kind of fun. I thought he said he was going to leave like 5 minutes ago. Why is he still streaming? Because I'm not good at it. But I'm trying. Point is, I hope you enjoyed. I'll probably do more of these. I might do another one later tonight of Dark Souls Remastered again. I know the last time I played it, I mentioned I was going to play it offline. I never did. I like booted up for like 3 seconds, walked around in a circle, and had to get up and do something, so that's about all I did. Yeah. But other than that, my name's BioAlpha. If you liked it, like the video, live stream, subscribe. My name is Bio, and I am gonna be signing off soon because I'm trying to also let the thing kind of catch up again because it's kind of going slow. Which I know how I can do it. I can just minimize all that and yeah. Alright. And with that, I am just going to go ahead and mute the microphone, let it kind of sit here, and once I see the stream has caught up with my background, I'm going to end the stream. So once you hear pretty much all of this ending stuff, you can go ahead and leave. If you did make it this far and you're just chilling because you left the stream running or you thought, hey, why not? I'll just stick around. Maybe he'll just continue to stream for another 5 hours. Thank you for, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for tuning in and just kicking back, chilling. I am sorry if you left a comment. I didn't check it. I've honestly don't even have the chat loaded up yet. I'm still trying to figure out how everything works. Still trying to get used to it. So for maybe the first few streams, I'm not really going to be checking chat as much. So do keep that in mind. But do leave a comment. I will see that. And I will definitely, when I start looking at chat, I will mention that at the very start of when I start doing it. So maybe or if I don't intend on looking at chat, I'll mention it as well. So I'll start to let people, I'll start to let you know when I am looking at chat, when I'm not looking at chat. I'm pretty sure you can go ahead and guess too if I'm, well, talking about something related on what's on screen and not exactly, what someone said in chat. So, I mean, I'm sure some people can figure it out too. I'm just rambling at this point. Anyway, again, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching. Thank you for liking. Thank you for subscribing. Yeah. Thanks for watching. And yeah. I don't think it's recording my audio anymore. I could be wrong about that though. Canceling headphones. So